Week 6 postgame. I'm Jason Blakeney. With me is Brady Amon. Brady, tonight maybe the biggest game, as far as settling out District 1 6A. PHS hosting Pace. I was at the game, and Brady, they just out-athleted them. One thing that really stuck out to me, though, Jalen Spencer able to shut down Patrick Maddox, holds him to only one catch while he's covering, and that was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge statement for Pensacola. Just to kind of because we've been talking about that all year long. Can PHS play with the big boys? Can they play with Pace? Can they play with Pine Forest, Milton? Those type of teams, and especially Pace because that smash mouth style.
Right.
And I think Coach Bennett kind of hit it on the head when he said, we're kind of a smash mouth defense ourselves. We kind of try to get up there and hit you. And I think that was kind of the case tonight. They made a big statement as far as their defense, just stuffing that Pace offense all night long, and then being able to score an offense the way they did. Just a huge statement win for PHS tonight.
Yeah, and a couple of big plays from their special teams. They had a punt over the head of Ryan Santoso to start the game. Jalen Spencer cashes in with a 6-yard strike, and then they had a big 55-yard punt return from Marcus Knight. So, two big plays there that really set up the team, to not put the pressure on the offense. And defensively, they played like the PHS from a couple years ago. And, if they play defense like that, they continue to fly around the way they did, pin their ears back and get after the quarterback, PHS could be the team to watch this year.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and then putting all three phases together now to get the kicking game involved, which was struggling the first few weeks. The defense has been there all year long. Now the offense is coming around. Very dangerous team right now.
Absolutely. The other huge game in the area, maybe the biggest game. A lot of folks telling us it's not the biggest game in Gulf Breeze history. Hey, it's a good thing for them because they come out a 38-35 loser to West Florida High. Our Bill Valona was there. We're going to run over to Bill at Gulf Breeze and see what he saw tonight.
Well, here at Gulf Breeze tonight, it was a terrific setting, and the game lived up to it with West Florida holding on at the end for a 38-35 victory. Big plays for West Florida High really made a difference tonight. But wow, what an ending it was in the fourth quarter. Gulf Breeze made a frantic comeback, could have gotten an onside kick and had a chance to tie the game. But just a great night for high school football and for both of these programs.
All right, thanks, Bill. Now we're going to go with Jamie Sokola. Jamie covered the Northview J game for us tonight. And Jamie, what'd you see?
Thanks, Jason. Well, I saw Northview playing some really, really good football tonight, specifically Brandon Sheets. He scored 5 touchdowns in a row on the ground and then threw another touchdown pass right after that. He had 166 yards rushing and 102 yards in the air. He just seemed pretty much unstoppable. Meanwhile, the J defense obviously couldn't keep up, and Jay also had a lot of problems with its offensive line, and quarterback Tate Upton had a lot of problems with connections. He went 4 for 18 on passing tonight.
Yeah, it seems like maybe Northview's finding their way now that they're playing those different rural teams. Ricky Cofield, though, for Jay, bad night for the Royals, but another good night for him.
Exactly. He had his 6th game where he rushed for 100 yards or more. Tonight he rushed for 113 yards, and what's significant about that is that it put him over the 1,000-yard mark. He is now at 1,054 for the season, which likely is leading in the area right now.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, Jamie, and we'll see you next week. Now we're going to run down. We're going to talk to Bob Heist over in the newsroom and check on the rest of the scores for the night.
Hey, thanks, Jason. Going around the rest of the Pensacola area, Pine Forest, one of our premier teams, went on the road, faced a tough state-ranked Class 3A Madison County team. Not so good for the Eagles. Madison County led by fullback Tommy Young, 162 yards, 3 touchdowns, count them, 3 against that Eagles defense. Madison County, 42-21. That drops Pine Forest to 42. Lorenzo Long, quality night for the Eagles, 2 rushing touchdowns. But, that's the second loss for Jerry Pollard's club going back into 1-6A play. That'll be interesting to watch going across the rest of the area. Milton, 35, Tate, 17. Aggies still winless. Milton improves to 3-3, and don't fall asleep on the Panthers in 1-6A. They're 2-1. Chafin Marsh doing a great job there. Preston Rich, 2 touchdowns rushing, 4 and 9 yards. Andre Flakes, 12 and 43. Panthers, as I said before, 2-1 in 1-6A. Keep an eye on them. Catholic, really tough loss. Lost to Florida High at home, 14-10. What that means in a 3-team 1-3A district, Catholic might be on the outside looking in because that other 3A team, oops, Madison County. The Catholic has dug a hole. That was you can't say it was a must win, but that was real close. Keyshawn Lewis, 2 1-yard touchdown runs for Florida High. Catholic got off, led 10-0 in the first quarter. Chase Kiefer, 23-yard field goal. Tylen Purifoy, 18-yard run, but not enough. Catholic falls, and we might be looking back on this date later in the season and see Catholic might have let one get away. And by far the most interesting game, at least for drama and ending, Choctaw with a 23-yard field goal with 5 seconds left by Dominic Jordan beats Navarre 50-47. Interesting aspect of this game, Navarre trailed 47-24 with 6:08 to play. 6:08. What a rally by the Raiders. They actually tied it 47-47 on Dwayne Carter's 5th touchdown of the night. That's the second person to rush for 5 touchdowns. Brandon Sheets from Northview the other. But a late interception of Jesse Jones set Choctaw up for the game-winning score. And finally, the last game of tonight, Washington, first win of the season, goes to Escambia. Wildcats 27, Gators 22. Big night for Dejan Funderburk, who is clearly one of the best athletes and electric players in the Pensacola area. 3 touchdowns of 80, 74, 21 yards receiving, all from Clay Hinton. For Escambia, Janarius Grimsley, a 72-yard touchdown pass to Stanley Tart, 6-yard touchdown run, but in the end, it's Washington. In 1-6A, 1-1, 1-4 overall. Escambia, 2-4 overall, 1-2 in the district. So that wraps it up. Back to Jason.
All right, thanks, Bob. Brady, you were also at that West Florida Gulf Breeze game tonight. 38-35 score. Was it really that close, though?
Well, I mean, it was at the end. Obviously West Florida jumped out to, took a 38-20 lead, and looked like they were going to pull away for a comfortable win. But you got to give Gulf Breeze credit; they didn't give up. Very similar to week 3 with Kids Catholic High, they didn't stop playing. They kept playing hard, and they end up whittling away, and it's 38-35. They have a chance for an onside kick. They recover that. West Florida recovers it. And I think the play of the game to me was Kyle Faxlinger just completing a pass to Jalen Jones on the sideline on a 3rd and 8. You kind of, most situations like that, the coach maybe would just kind of get in the shell and just try to run the clock out.
Right.
They went for the first down. They made the big play and a huge win and in a great environment for both teams, I think. And a statement, kind of a statement win for West Florida because they go to 6-0. And I think they kind of answered a lot of questions about themselves tonight.
Yeah, and really the only true test left for them is Arnold. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle the athleticism that Arnold has. And, if they can win that game, that's week 10. Obviously, that's a ways down the road. But it looks like West Florida may be destined to get their first district title since 2004, the Ivan Shorten season, when they were actually 2-4 and they got the district championship.
Yeah.
All right, so we heard all the other scores from Bob. A couple things kind of stand out. One thing for me, Catholic High loses 14-10. Facing a Madison County team, the only other district game they have remaining, and that team beat Pine Forest 42-21 tonight. So you got to think maybe Catholic's backs are against the wall.
Well, it's definitely an uphill climb at this point. You got to go to Madison County. This is the game they really needed to win. Coach Cyber was not going to come out and say this was you have to have this game because you got to believe that you can beat Madison. But it just definitely makes it a lot more difficult now to have to go to Madison and get that win because you need that. I mean, there's the only way in the playoffs now is you have to beat Madison. It's the bad thing about a 3-team district.
Yeah, so it will be interesting to see what happens there. One team getting their first win tonight, though, Washington. Maybe they finally figured out what they're doing with Dejan Funderburk. 3 big touchdowns, 2 of them 70-plus yards, and then a big 29-yarder that essentially sealed the game for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see Washington win because they've been so close all year long, and having leading pace, having tied Navarre 7-7 going into the fourth quarter. They've just been really close all year long to finally pull through. This might give this team a little bit of confidence over these next couple weeks. Like you said, Funderburk, we've been saying that all year long. He's a special athlete, and I think we saw that tonight.
Yeah, and Milton has a couple of special athletes, but Andre Flakes really showing up a force to be reckoned with. Nobody even knew about the kid at the beginning
Yeah.
of the year, and now he's an integral part of that team. Milton gets another win. They're at 500 now.
Yeah, they are, and they're 2-1 in district, so don't sleep on them yet because
That's right.
they've already played PHS. They showed up pretty well against them. They still have Pine Forest and Pace. They could kind of mess things up in this district.
Yeah, all they have to do really is pull one upset there, and maybe a couple other things fall, and boom, man. They're at least
They're the
for
second
a
place
shootout,
team, exactly.
So it'll be very interesting. Well, that wraps us up. I'm Jason Blaney. This is Brady Amon.
Yep, that's me.
Let's do that again.
Good, I had to cough.
Okay. That wraps us up. I'm Jason Blakeney. This is Brady Amon. Join us next week. We got our One Good Minutes all week long. I'm sure Brady's will be riveting. Mine's going to be awesome on Tuesday. We'll also have our picks preview. Again, I believe I came out on top of that. Staggering 2-game lead. We'll preview all the games for you, and we'll wrap them up for you just like tonight. So thanks for joining us. Again, I'm Jason Blakeney. This is Brady Amon, and we will see you next week.